Good evening, my dear friend. Welcome back to Dreamize Story, where each night we weave gentle tales to guide you into a deep, restful sleep with soft whispers, soothing sounds, and a touch of heartfelt magic. This is your sanctuary, a place to unwind, let your imagination soar, and let the day's worries melt away as you drift into peaceful slumber. Tonight, join us on an inspiring train journey aboard the Trans-Siberian Railway, a legendary route from Moscow to Vladivostok, traversing Russia's vast landscapes. Settle into a cozy sleeper cabin, the upper bunk cradling you as the train's rhythmic pulse carries you through snow-covered forests, icy rivers, and endless steppes. This sleep story follows a student leaving their rural hometown, facing the struggles of city life, and ultimately returning home after graduation. Feel the emotions unfold, from hardship to triumph, as the train's whispers guide you. When you're ready, find a comfortable spot. Close your eyes, let your breath flow naturally, and feel your body relax from head to toe. Your journey begins now.
Read slowly. Take a moment to sink deeper into your space. Let your breath move like a gentle breeze, easing your body into the surface beneath you, releasing all tension. Relax your shoulders, soften your face, let your arms and legs grow heavy. There's no need to rush or strive. Simply let the air flow in and out, a natural rhythm leading you to peace. The night is here to embrace you, wrapping you in its tender arms, carrying you away. Ease your chest, smooth out any tightness. Feel your muscles surrender to gravity. You are safe here. Your mind can rest. And now your story starts to unfold.
Picture yourself as a young student in a quiet Russian village, nestled among rolling hills blanketed in snow, where the Trans-Siberian Railway snakes through like a lifeline. It's a crisp winter morning, and you stand at the edge of your family's wooden home, the upper loft where you once dreamed, watching the train's distant lights pierce the fog. The sound of its wheels hums softly through the air, a steady pulse that has lulled you to sleep since childhood. Your mother calls you inside, the scent of freshly baked bread wafting from the kitchen, but your eyes linger on the tracks, imagining a life beyond the fields. The village is still, broken only by the occasional crow's call and the faint whistle of the train, a sound that stirs a mix of excitement and fear in your heart as you prepare to leave for university in Moscow. Your home is a humble sanctuary, wooden walls lined with faded photographs, a small Christmas tree adorned with handmade ornaments, and a fireplace casting a warm glow. The night before your departure, your family gathers, sharing stories of their own journeys, their voices trembling with pride and worry. You pack a small bag, tucking in a worn notebook filled with sketches of the train and a locket from your grandmother. As the clock strikes midnight, the train's whistle echoes through the valley, a call to adventure that both thrills and terrifies you. You lie awake in the upper bunk, the creak of the wooden frame blending with the distant rhythm, your mind racing with dreams of success and the unknown challenges ahead. The day of departure arrives, a gray morning, with snowflakes swirling around the village station. You step onto the Trans-Siberian Railway for the first time. The upper bunk in your sleeper cabin, feeling both foreign and familiar. The train lurches forward, its steady rhythm marking the beginning of your new chapter, but also the ache of leaving behind the laughter of siblings and the comfort of home-cooked meals. Your father's tearful wave from the platform lingers in your mind as the snowy landscape blurs past. The carriage sways gently, and you clutch your locket, whispering a silent promise to return stronger. The journey to Moscow stretches ahead, filled with anticipation and a quiet dread of what lies beyond the horizon. Arriving in Moscow, the city overwhelms you. Towering buildings, bustling streets, and a relentless pace that contrasts sharply with the village's calm. Your first weeks at university are a blur of lectures, cramped dorm rooms, and the struggle to make ends meet. The cold bites deeper here, and the absence of the train's familiar rhythm leaves you restless. On lonely nights, you sit by a frosty window, the city lights casting harsh shadows, remembering the warmth of your family's hearth. The weight of homesickness presses down, compounded by the pressure to succeed, and you find solace only in the faint memory of the train's whistle, a thread connecting you to the past amidst the chaos of student life. As semesters pass, the challenges mount. Financial strain forces you to work late shifts at a cafe, leaving little time for studies. Friends come and go,
some drifting away as you pour yourself into assignments, often sacrificing sleep. One winter night, a failed exam, and a harsh critique from a professor push you to the edge. You sit alone in the dorm, the silence deafening, and the memory of the train's rhythm floods back. Tears fall as you realize how far you've strayed from the dreams that once fueled your journey. Yet, in that moment of despair, you resolve to persevere, clutching your notebook as a reminder of your roots and the strength they've given you.
Years grind on, each one a test of endurance. You navigate cultural clashes, the loneliness of holidays without family, and the exhaustion of balancing work and academics. The city's indifference hardens you, but also teaches resilience. One spring, you join a study group, finding camaraderie that eases the burden. The train's distant echo in your mind becomes a motivator, a promise that every struggle brings you closer to your goal. You sketch new designs in your notebook, bridges, trains, dreams of a future where you can return home with pride, fueling your determination through sleepless nights and endless revisions.
Graduation nears, and with it, a turning point. Offers from prestigious firms in Moscow and abroad arrive, each promising wealth and prestige. Yet, as you stand on a bridge overlooking the Moscow River, the train's whistle from a passing freight line stirs a longing for home. The city has shaped you, its challenges forging a stronger will, but it cannot replace the simplicity and love of your village. You weigh the offers, torn between ambition and the pull of your roots, until a letter from your mother, filled with love and quiet pride, tips the scale. You decide to return, booking a ticket on the Trans-Siberian Railway, your heart swelling with a mix of relief and anticipation.
The return journey begins on a snowy December morning. The upper bunk feels like a cradle as the train departs Moscow, its rhythm a soothing balm to years of coil. The landscape unfolds, birch forests dusted with snow, frozen rivers reflecting the pale sun, each scene stirring memories of childhood games and family tales. You sip tea from a tin cup, the warmth mirroring the love awaiting you, and write a letter to your family, pouring out the struggles and triumphs of your student life. The carriage sways, and with each mile, the weight of the city lifts, replaced by a growing sense of homecoming. As the train crosses the Ural Mountains, the whistle pierces the silence. A sound that once signaled departure now heralds return. You reflect on the journey, late nights studying under flickering lights, the sting of rejection, the joy of small victories. The snow outside sparkles like a promise kept, and you feel a profound gratitude for the resilience that carried you through. The letter in your hands grows heavy with emotion, each word a testament to the student you were and the person you've become, ready to step back into the arms of your village. Nearing the station, the village lights twinkle through the frost-covered windows, a beacon of warmth in the winter night. The train slows, its rhythm softening, and your heart races with excitement. Stepping onto the platform, the cold air hits you, but the embrace of your family, your mother's tears, your father's proud smile, your siblings' laughter melts it away. The house glows with Christmas lights, the tree adorned with ornaments from your childhood, and the table laden with familiar dishes. The train's distant whistle now sings of closure, and you join in the carols, your voice trembling with joy and relief after years of struggle. That night, back in the upper bunk of your childhood loft, the train's faint rhythm lulls you to sleep. The creak of the wooden frame blends with the crackle of the fireplace below, a symphony of home. You drift into dreams of your journey, from the wide-eyed student stepping onto the train to the graduate returning with lessons etched into your soul. The emotions, fear, hardship, triumph, have woven a tapestry of growth, and the train's whisper guides you into a restful peace, knowing you found your way back. The story deepens as you recall the first moments of leaving. The village station was a flurry of activity. Neighbors offering advice, your little sister clinging to your coat, the steam from the train rising into the cold air. You boarded with a mix of bravado and trepidation. The upper bunk a strange new world as the train pulled away. The landscape shifted from familiar fields to endless snow, and with each mile, the reality of independence sank in, a weight you carried silently as the whistle faded into the distance. In Moscow, the early days were a battleground. The dorm was a cold, cramped space, shared with strangers who spoke in accents you struggled to understand. Food was scarce, and you often skipped meals to save money for books. The library became your refuge, its dim lights a stark contrast to the village's warmth, where you pored over notes until your eyes burned. The train's absence gnawed at you, its rhythm replaced by the city's relentless hum, and you clung to your locket, a talisman against the loneliness that crept in during quiet moments. As months turned to years, the struggles intensified. A winter illness left you bedridden, missing classes and falling behind. You worked odd jobs, delivering newspapers, cleaning offices, your hands chapped from the cold, your spirit tested by exhaustion. Yet, each paycheck brought a small victory, a step closer to your degree. The train's memory grew stronger, a beacon in the storm, and you began to sketch again, filling your notebook with visions of home, snowy hills, the family hearth, fueling your resolve to endure.
Midway through your studies, a turning point arrived. A professor recognized your talent, offering mentorship that reignited your passion. Late-night discussions over tea became a lifeline, and your grades improved, earning you a scholarship. The city's harshness softened with these small triumphs, but the longing for home remained. You'd stand at the train station during breaks, watching the Trans-Siberian pass, its whistle a bittersweet reminder of the distance between you and your village, a distance you vowed to bridge one day. The final year brought new challenges. A group project failed due to a teammate's negligence, costing you a semester's effort. You faced the professor's disappointment and your own self-doubt, spending nights rewriting code and redesigning projects. The strain tested your limits, but the memory of your family's support, letters filled with encouragement, kept you going. The train's rhythm echoed in your mind during those dark hours, a promise of return that gave you strength to push forward toward graduation. Graduation day arrives, a milestone marked by a simple ceremony in a crowded hall. You receive your diploma, the paper trembling in your hands, a symbol of years of sacrifice. Offers flood in, engineering firms in Moscow, international companies with high salaries, but your heart pulls you back to the village. Standing on the platform with your degree in hand, the train's whistle calls you home, a sound that once signaled departure, now offering redemption. You board the Trans-Siberian, the upper bunk a familiar embrace, ready to leave the city's demands behind. The journey home is a reflection. The train passes through snow-laden forests, each tree a memory, building snowmen with your brother, listening to your grandfather's tales. You read your mother's letter again, her words about the village's quiet beauty bringing tears. The carriage sways, and you feel the weight of your struggles lift, replaced by a profound gratitude for the lessons learned. The landscape opens to the steps, and with each mile you reclaim the peace you'd lost, the train's rhythm, a heartbeat of hope.
As the village nears, the station's lights glow like stars. The train slows, its rhythm fading, and you step onto the platform, greeted by familiar faces, your mother's embrace, your father's nod, the chatter of siblings. The house is a haven of warmth, the Christmas tree a testament to years of waiting. The train's distant whistle blends with carols, a sound of completion, and you share stories of your trials, each word a thread in the fabric of reunion. Lying in the upper bunk that night, the train's faint rhythm lulls you, a lullaby of homecoming. You drift into dreams of your journey, from the nervous student boarding the train to the graduate returning with wisdom and love. The struggles, loneliness, exhaustion, doubt, have forged a resilient spirit, and the triumphs, scholarship, graduation, return, fill you with pride. The whistle fades into silence, leaving a promise of future journeys, and you sleep, knowing you've come full circle, your heart forever tied to the village where it all began. As you rest, let this train journey reflect your own path. The rhythm mirrors your growth, from student struggles to a triumphant return. This tale teaches perseverance, the value of roots, and the peace of coming home. Drift with these thoughts, letting them guide you into a deep sleep. Let go now. The story fades, leaving only the night's tender embrace. The train's rhythm rolls softly, punctuated by gentle footsteps and the whisper of wind. Sink into the warmth of the upper bunk, your body heavy, your mind drifting like snow. You are safe, wrapped in the train's cadence, the scent of pine and frost in the air. Dream gently. Welcome silence. Sleep deeply, peacefully, guided by this journey to dawn. Good night, my friend.